That's my login. That's my password. You can tell I'm a little paranoid. But
All the rest of us today, so we're over for our tomorrow.
And if it's not, I'll log right out of your profile.
that's okay.
Never said anything like that before. She said it twice.
Doing great. How you doing, Jack?
I'm doing good.
You're walking like you own the world.
I feel physically
Certain
better.
swagger. Yeah, good.
I do. I did a 5K yesterday, but I had to walk a mile to get to the site before, and I just hooked it. And my daddy is like, "See, thank you. I needed to move so bad." I just feel physically better. I missed moving.
Sorry?
I said I missed moving, and I finally am healed enough that I can do it again.
Yesterday was a tough day. They did do a lot. I mean, it was yesterday.
Well, it was in the morning, but by the time we were done, it was hot out. Yeah, it was hot.
So I'm glad you survived.
I drank a lot, ate a lot. You know,
That'll work.
what you gotta do.
There's a place where you can take comfort in not knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and be silent, come and share a hug, come let's live together, over and beautiful, from this time to turn out, from the effort to the abuse, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, God recognizes the God in you, whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian or Mr. Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? So nice to see you. I guess the center aisle is here today. Usually it's here, but you know, we're flexible like the willow, right? I'm so delighted to see all of you and to say hello to our friends online. Everybody wave. We know that our community goes way beyond these walls, and what we bring with us wherever we go is the light and the love and the support that we experience here every week. So welcome and thank you for coming, and wherever you are in your spiritual path, even if it's just a little different today, know that you are still welcome here with us. So we've got our practitioner on platform is actually a minister, but all ministers are practitioners, Reverend Drac. He'll do our opening invocation, he'll do a reading for us, and also be available to you after service if you would like prayer support. And music, we've got Jeff on keyboard. And he'll be supporting our friend Janelle Rapp. Welcome back, Janelle. And I say we can start with a little music ourselves. Let's stand up, we're going to sing Spirit is in this place. The words are in your program.
We have come together.
Miss Rosier. We have her CDs in the bookstore. She is a Posse Award winner, which means she competes with other musicians from every spiritual path about that sing positive music. And so she is a friend of mine and also just a magnificent musician. So, all right, let's take a moment and take a breath and go within, shall we? Take that energy of love and music into our heart space. Letting the sound of the bowl carry us deeper. For it is here we find the spark of life. And breathing in and fanning that flame, we remember that there is only love in this world, and that love is who we are.
So here we are in this place, right here and now, knowing that Spirit moves through everything. Everything, every breath, every noise, every moment, every twitch in our seat. Spirit is present in that. Without Spirit, these things would not even exist. The very essence of life is that which is. And I sit in this knowing, stand in this knowing, that this same essence moves through me. It moves through me all the time, sometimes more gracefully than others, but it always moves nonetheless. Whether it's grace, whether it's awkward, doesn't matter. It's Spirit moving. So the truth is, with this understanding about myself, about the world, about all of us in this room here right now, that Spirit is present in everything. It's present through the poetry of our lives, whether it's eloquent or not, to our own understanding. Because Spirit carries the truth of everything. So every moment, whether it feels difficult or easy or something in between, is there for the good of us, there for the good of our learning, for our unfolding as spiritual beings. There is no end to what Spirit can do, and no end to the many ways that it expresses, whether it's through the mud under a pond or the lotus itself on the top that unfolds so incredibly beautifully. There would be no lotus without the mud. And really, would there be mud without the lotus? Probably not. They all work together. So that's how Spirit is. All the moments in our life, Spirit is there. And that is such a great thing to know. It's such a great thing to know. So we're all grateful to know that this reality is with us every day, that we have the choice to learn from what Spirit has. Every day we have a new chance. Every minute we have a chance to learn. So we release this understanding out to the universe, knowing it is so, and it is so. So I've got a quote by my favorite, Eckhart Tolle. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm always unsure, is it Tolle or Tolle? I ask that every time when I forget. Tolle. Thank you. Hopefully I'll remember next time. Spirit's in that too. Whenever you're experiencing any form of adversity, it's important to understand that there is a law of polarities in the world. On the one hand, you have what we call order. When order is in your life, you're able to think positively. You're able to create. You have structure. We all want to live in an ordered universe where everything is working as it should. But we tend to forget that there is not just order in this world. There is also the other polarity, which we could call disorder, disruption, or even chaos. No matter how careful you are, how much positive thinking you practice, at some point you will experience the other polarity. Something gets disrupted, and disorder is necessary. Real inner growth usually does not come when things are going well. That's not where awakening happens. Awakening comes when chaos breaks into your life, when you're out of your comfort zone. You may then recognize that the most important cause of your unhappiness is not the outside world, but what you are thinking about the outside world, which is the mental narrative. Your state of consciousness is always primary. All else is secondary. One of my favorite parables is in the New Testament, where Jesus talks about a man who built his house on the sand. He doesn't say it, that's Peter. And the winds come and the floods come and the house was swept away. Then there is a man who digs deep until he finds the rock. That's Peter. And he built his house on the rock. And the winds came and the floods came, and the house was not swept away, because it was built on the rock. What we need to do is dig deep and find the rock, which means the foundation, the being of yourself, so that you are rooted in the being. When you find the being, you find love, because love is recognizing the other as yourself. Recognizing that the being of the other is the being of you also. The one consciousness expressing itself, disguising itself in many, many forms. I've got one very short quote that I want to talk about. It's by George Carlin, and it's from Brain Droppings. He said, "I like it when a flower or a little tuft of grass grows through a crack in the concrete. It's so heroic." All right, come on.
Well, that was perfect. Isn't that the truth? Alright, it's spring, so we're going to notice a lot of growth like that. I feel that this time in our lives gives us a great opportunity to dig deeper, to root deeper and wider and more solid than we've ever been. Because as we look out and see what we like and don't like about what's going on in the world, it can cause us many emotions or create many emotions, but then there's not a lot we can do about it. There are some things, and the biggest thing, which this one has mentioned to me several times, is that we need to look within. And so this is an opportunity for us to dig deeper inside ourselves. Every time we see something that's beyond our control, well, what can I control? Only me. I can control my growth. I can control how I am in my internal world. And I'm the only one in there, right? You don't know all about me, and I don't know all about you. It would be impossible to know all that. But we know we can manage ourselves. And this song has been speaking to me about managing myself. There is no room for hate in this house. There is no room, no room, no room. 'Cause the landlord, he is the architect of peace. I said the landlord, he is the architect of peace. And I don't understand what confusion is all about. 'Cause when I follow his lead, my soul is released. There is no room. There is no room. There is no room for hate in these eyes. They are the window to my soul, they cover my life. There is no room for hating myself. 'Cause when it goes down that deep, my body's unwell. There is no room. There is no room. there's no room for hate of any kind. 'Cause when it's present, the whole world goes blind. The whole world goes blind. The whole world goes blind. There's no room for loving, hate is on my lips, and there's no room for joy if sad is all I see. And there's no room for peace if war lives in my heart, and there's no room for patience if I cannot endure, and there's no room for kindness if I can't be kind to me. And there's no room for goodness if I'm locked in history, 'cause faith doesn't doubt and gentleness understands, and self-control doesn't raise its hand. There is no room. There is no room, 'cause there is no room for hate in this house. There is no room, no room, no room, no room. There is no room. There is no room. There is no room.
Thank you. So today, I light the candle for balance. Friday, the 20th, was the spring equinox. And in this hemisphere, it means that we had, well, all over the globe really, it means that we had equal day and night, dark and light of the same side, so to speak. And we begin to move into longer days. And I can remember telling you about the fall equinox and how we were moving into shorter days, and everybody kind of went, oh. Now we're back. Now we're back. So I'm going to share with you a poem by Parker J. Palmer about spring. It's called The World Once Green Again. That tree, from its dense wooden trunk, surprises into leaf, as my tight-fibered heart leaps out in unexpected speech. I know that trunk, so thick, so slow, a hardwood core. I know that trunk, so thick, so slow, a hardwood core, so like my own. Yet here I celebrate that we can take leave of our density, to dance the wind and sing the sun. Our words like leaves in season spring, and then in season fall. But at their rise they prove a power that gentle conquers all. And as shriveled leaves return to earth, to nourish roots of leaves yet unsprung, so dry words fall back to the heart to decompose into their parts and feed the roots of worlds unsung. And when speech fails, the dark trunk stands, till most surprising spring wells up the voice that ever speaks, the world once green again. And so we are talking about the cycles of the season. The title today is Your Best Season. And you know, spring is glorious, right? The diversity of nature is in full bloom, lots of color. And we feel that awakening within ourselves as well. We too seek out the light. We are reaching for the sun. You know, we are pressing upward through the remnants of winter's hibernation. It's like, oh my God, I have got to get out of the house. Now I realize that our spring here in Southern California, especially in the last couple of weeks, has not exactly been a slow shift from darkness to light. It's been over 90 degrees, so I get that. But as you know, there is weather in other places and seasons that unfold in a regular way. And we are today at the perfect spring, 73 degrees. So it's a metaphor. You can work with it. What I'm really talking about today is mud and miracles. So elsewhere, where there are the 4 seasons, and I'm thinking, of course, of my family in upstate New York, because there's definitely seasons. It's still March. It's still snowing. And the thing about spring is that once it's fully here, it's glorious. But before spring shows up, it's ugly. It's muddy. It's dirty. The dogs come in covered in mud. The snow that was so pristine and white has been pushed to the sides of the roads, and it is black. You almost wish for the snow to come and cover everything up again because it was so pretty. But you really are really, really tired of 5 months of winter and cold and no sun. Now, if you look closely in the mud, in the fields, along the sides of the road, beyond the dirty snowbanks, you will see that one crocus coming up. You'll see that one green shoot showing up in your garden that's been dormant since last spring, last summer. But the more mud there is, the harder it is to believe that there's going to be green, or that the little green you do see is going to turn into anything. You know? And here, we've been so hot, I don't know if you've noticed, but everybody is grumpy. They're grumpy on the road. They're grumpy when they're talking to you. Everybody's like too hot to care. It's kind of how it feels, right? Now, Ernest Holmes tells us that when we see those little green shoots, it's okay to hope. It's okay to trust that it really is leading us somewhere. He says the highest attitude of mind from which all else springs, see what I did there? From which all else springs is one of absolute trust in the Spirit. All are members of the one tree of life from which every individual shoot springs. So this essence of life that we are, that we express, it's the energy of everything. And just as the seasons come and go in a cycle that can be relied upon, and just as the flow of life, it ebbs, it flows, but it keeps flowing. That's our truth too. And so to see or feel a spark of kindness or hope, or have reason to believe maybe things aren't so bad, it's okay to go there. It's okay to go there, even though life itself brings us a lot of mud. We have terms like mud on the face, or stuck in the mud, or there's a lot of mudslinging going on. And there are muddied waters everywhere. There are dark days. But Holmes again reminds us that there is a direct law responding to us, responding to condemnation, and a direct law responding to praise and appreciation. It is, of course, the same law used in different ways. it behooves us to remember that the lotus does come from the mud. It's important to remember that that spring equinox we're talking about is a gateway, a moment when the earth stands in perfect equilibrium before tilting towards the light. And so the invitation of this time of year is to allow yourself to tilt towards the light. To know that that it's not unfounded to believe that things get better, that life gets easier, that the sun will shine brighter, that the sun will shine at all again, or that the temperature will come down to be reasonable. Because things come and go. Life continues to flow, and we are part of that. The miracle of the mud is that in that messy field, it's already been seeded for spring's growth. So everything that happened in the fall, that got buried in the winter, is ready to come up again in the spring. Every season is necessary in order for that seed to sprout, in order for that crop to grow, in order for that flower to bloom. And it's no different for us. It's no different for us. So in spite of our doubt, and in spite of the fact that, if I'm honest, what I really want is the perfect weather and the beautiful flowers to be here now so that I can just relax. Because it feels like it takes an effort to believe that it's going to come back, or to believe that it's going to cool off, or warm up, or the sun will shine, or the clouds, or the rain will come. Whatever it is I think I need that I don't think I have right now, wow, that can wear a person out. So instead, if we trade that in for the spiritual knowing, for the truth of life, which is that life flows, that the cycles continue, that beauty exists whether we see it in the moment or not, it takes a lot less effort. And the result is that we still get there. So why not get there, not all worn out? Why not get to that place of renewal and refreshment if we don't think it's right here? Why not get there knowing it's coming, trusting it to be there? Like you trust the sun to come up every morning and you don't think about it. We have the ability to move through life from a spiritual foundation, that rock, which is strong and sturdy and supports us, which we can build upon. And I really think what it comes down to, there's a quote about there's no bad weather, there's just bad clothes. I think the key to any and every season is to dress for it, right? If you're going to walk through the field in the mud, you should probably put your boots on. If it's raining outside, you might want to take a jacket with a hood or an umbrella. If it's really hot outside, you might want to just wear shorts and a tank top. Or maybe not, depends on what your legs look like, I guess, depending on who you live with, right? But I think that we can dress for any and all seasons, and this time of year, let's be honest, we need to dress for all of them, right? It's 30, 40 degrees at night, maybe 50, and it's 90 in the afternoon. You're going to need to change as you go through the day. Well, okay, I can do that. We can do that. The thing that we always need to wear in every season is that cloak of appreciation. Our ability to be grateful where we are. Our ability to remember that in that mud are those seeds. And our ability to remember that the rain will come again. The sun will shine again. The moon will rise. We can appreciate where we are for what it is. And that is what gets us through those darker days. That's what reminds us that whatever is covering our ability to see into the future is temporary. It's temporary. So this time of year at Pat's Place of Business is annual review time. Salaries get addressed, and everybody gets to talk to their boss and see how they're doing, right? Everybody's favorite time if you were in corporate America. And honestly, because a lot of clients for Pat's company are the government agencies and other contractors, there have been some really dark times. You know, when the government is uncertain and funding is uncertain. If funding is uncertain, then people get laid off. Contracts get canceled or they get postponed. And so there's been a lot of upheaval in this last year with the people that she knows and works with. And so it's uncertain times. And y'all know how well we work when we feel like the unknown is sitting on our doorstep. So she and her department lead, were meeting with their department lead's employees, and they were going through their progress and, you know, giving them feedback. And really, her crew is doing very well, right? Their contracts are secure. These people are good workers. So the feedback was positive. It's about what great work they were doing. And she prefaced the part about the raises kind of apologizing. It's like, we're giving you raises, we are. They're just about 3%. It's less than we've been able to do the last 5-6 years. You know, I'm really sorry about that, but we want you to know this is not you and your performance. This is across the board. And her staff really surprised her. She said, the first guy that they talked to said, oh, Pat, that doesn't even matter. I just want to focus on being better at what I do, and I'm just really happy my clients are happy with me. She was like, man, you're going to make me cry. The next employee that they talked to, a young woman, she got the news about her raise, and she says, I am just so grateful. You see, it's that ability to appreciate, it's the ability to see the good, it's the ability to know beyond what the circumstances are, that the meanings of life, the things we value, are still valuable, that we are still of value, that whatever it is we're working towards is worth it, to know that we're doing well, and to trust that the rewards come as they come. We're not going to be left out. We're not left with nothing to show for it. But the more we focus on seeing the good and being appreciative, the easier it is to just wait out that next cloudy day, or to be willing to know that, yes, my garden will bloom even though my tomato plants are only this tall. It will come. So the thing is, spring always shows up full force, eventually. Always. There's an overabundance, really, when spring really gets going. Parker Palmer says, the gift of life, which winter threatened to withdraw, is granted once again in the spring with compound interest. Rather than hoarding life, nature gives it all away. There's a paradox here, one known in all the world's wisdom traditions. When you receive a gift, the only way to keep it alive is to pass it along. Autumn's seeding to the great spring giveaway, nature teaches a steady lesson. If we want to save our lives, we must spend them with abandon. That's what trust looks like. I share what I have because I trust that I will have more. I give because I know that I can't outgive life. I'm open to receive and because I'm willing to share. And I trust that you are too. And I see that in my everyday life. And it doesn't matter if you're sharing a smile or you're writing a check. What you're doing is saying to the universe, yes, I'm here, I'm participating. I'm not, as some of us are wont to do when things get really hard, withdrawing and disengaging. Now, we talk a lot about self-care and taking a step back and not letting the world dictate every moment of your day. But I'm talking about the disengaging that says, I so don't know what to do with my life, I'm just going to sit here in the dark. And maybe somebody will find me and maybe they won't. Because truly, if we can find one good thing, one good person, one good relationship, one beautiful song, one little sprig of flower stem coming up through the mud, we can be encouraged. We can be encouraged to re-engage. Because it's in the engagement, in the connection, that we are energized and fulfilled and sustained. I did church twice this weekend because yesterday was the ordination of Veronica Silva, who started out as a practitioner here. And that meant, and the nice thing about it for me is that she is the newly ordained and newly installed minister in Seal Beach, which is about 12 and a half minutes from my house. So, of course I'm going to go to the ordination. Of course we're going to go and see our friends there and celebrate Veronica. And you know, that was great when I RSVP'd. But Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, I'm really not looking to go out into church of any form, really. Because I'm going to be here today. I want to be here for you. I want to be fresh. I want to have a talk that you will want to listen to. That takes a little time. But I'm committed. So all the way there, inside, my inside voice was saying, I'd rather be home, I'd rather be in front of a fan, I'd rather be watching a basketball game, or napping, or you know, the na-na-na voice, right? The minute we parked the car, and I threw my robe over my arm and started walking and saw all the people coming, and they're all dressed up, and there's Veronica, and she's smiling. It's like this huge infusion of goodness, of energy, of joy, of celebration, which, honestly, I would not have felt in my recliner in my living room. I mean, I might have been perfectly content, but oh my goodness, this joy was so much better than that. So much. So it helps us to remember that spring will show up, metaphorically as well as physically, and that I can share the energy that I get from connecting and recognizing and appreciating right where I am. I really did appreciate in the winter that it was cooler, it was colder. I could turn the heater on, I could snuggle with the dog, I could eat soup and love soup, you know? And now it's time to get outside. Now it's time to have iced tea. Now it's time to be in the sunshine. And both are good. Both are good. So the truth is, your best season is the one you're in. It's the one you're in, because it's the one you have. It's the here and now. And if you'll remember, most kids are perfectly content to make mud pies. Even mud serves a purpose. Even mud can be fun. It all comes down to how we see it, how we're willing to engage, how we can remind ourselves that even though the sun isn't out today doesn't mean it's not shining. Of course it is. We know that. If you look the right way, the whole world, all of life, looks like a garden. Depends on how you look. And it's every season that we need in order to grow. It is through hardship that we find our strength. It is through disappointment that we realize what is most important to us. It is when friends let us down that we decide what we're worth and who we want for friends. It's really important to know our own hearts so that we have that connection. That's where we plug in. That's how we turn the lights on, is by connecting heart to heart. Whether it's with a song, or with a person, or with a place, it's always available to us. We just have to see it. We have to wear our appreciation as the best clothes for the weather we're in. No mud, no lotus. And the Buddhist teaching from Wu Men, you can see why I couldn't remember his name. Wu Men, 10,000 flowers in spring, the moon in autumn, a cool breeze in summer, and snow in winter. If your mind isn't clouded by unnecessary things, this is the best season of your life. Namaste. So let's take a moment and go within. Taking that deep breath into the heart space, the heart that always knows that life is for us, that life is good. For the nature of life is pure spirit, and spirit only knows love, only knows balance, only knows wisdom. The divine intelligence that is present as life is the life that I am, the life that you are. That every one of us is an expression of this spirit of life, which fills and fulfills everything. And in knowing this, I speak my word, that my eyes might be open, that my heart might be open to ever more beauty in the world. Regardless of the weather, regardless of who I'm standing next to, regardless of where I am, right where I am, Spirit is. The presence and the power of this divine intelligence, this infinite love, this perfect source and supply, is right where I am. And so I open myself to receive. Open myself through the door of appreciation to recognize all the good there is wherever I am. And to know too that when I stand before something or someone that is hurting, that is judgmental, maybe that is even cruel or disappointing, that which heals is the love that I am. That the space I create of compassion, of kindness, of love, is a power, a force, a stronger way of moving through the world than anything that looks like an obstacle. For the truth of the heart is always love. The truth of the spirit is ever present. I need but eyes to see. And so gratitude, in gratitude for an expanded ability to understand, a new way of looking at the world, the energy that it takes to engage and keep moving. For all of these things and so much more, I'm grateful. Grateful to know that we all want the same thing. We want to live fully, love greatly, and know that we are loved. And calling this true, knowing it is the truth in spirit and as spirit, I simply release my word into the one consciousness, that one mind, the law, that must fulfill as I believe and as I speak. And so, knowing it is done, I let it go. I let it be, and so it is. All right, we have an affirmation. I invite you to repeat after me. It's in your bulletin. By our friends at home to play along. All seasons foster growth.
All seasons foster growth.
My best season is the one I'm in.
My best season is the one I'm in.
And so it is. All right, we welcome Janelle back up.
Feel a little shaky. I am a student of life, of songwriting, of soul, of this group here. I'm so grateful for this group. You have no idea. But you put me through the mill. I'm in the mud, deep in the mud, right before I come here. Because I made a commitment years ago that before I play anywhere, that I will make sure that I'm in tune with whatever is needed in that moment. And it was pretty easy at first because the song or the idea would just drop into me. Now it's just like this fight, this struggle, this writing, this like thing that won't let go of me. And I was paying attention to you today and to you, but I was pulling out my phone because everything that I had been writing was everything you were saying, both of you. And there were so many interruptions in me being able to finish. And I actually had the idea for the song today in 2007 when I was writing books. So a whole chapter was kind of dedicated on this. Never thought of writing a song about it until this week. And it just came out of me, but then it kept coming in, all these ideas and all these things. And I think there are chapters of the song, or maybe this is the first run through, I don't know. But one thing that it's kind of funny, I've been thinking about how, human interaction is human interaction, and human relationship is human relationship. And we run into things with people, we think, oh, they're the nicest person, I love them so much. And then we get closer to them and we're like, ouch, where did that come from? And I've been thinking lately, wouldn't it be great if wherever we're, when a person is stuck in an area, that's usually why something comes out, because they're triggered by something you say or your relationship. Might not even be anything you said or did, it's just something has triggered them. If the age they were when the thing happened showed on their face, like suddenly that 2-year-old face came out and we're like, oh, it's the 2-year-old, I don't have to worry. I can just treat them like a 2-year-old right now. Or if they're a teenager, all of a sudden their teen face comes out. So I thought, well, that would be so handy if we could have that, right? But we don't. So I remembered trees, and trees grow crooked. They grow crooked, but they give us a lot of life. And there's all this underneath stuff that happens with trees that's so beautiful. And they give us oxygen and so much. And so, there we go. Well, let's see how it goes. Thanks a lot, guys. Nice. So, really, I'm kind of shaky. But maybe it's caffeine. Seeds grow when they landed. They grow toward the sun. At times we take it all for granted. It's not the same for everyone. 'Cause some blow in the desert. Some seeds nearly drowned, and some break through all the rocks and cracks and boulders. Some find their way to fertile ground. Maybe we're just trees reaching for the light. Maybe we're just trees thirsting for water time. Underneath the ground, roots grow deeper than wider, breaking through, reaching out, making room. Maybe we're just trees. Maybe we're just trees. Children grow where their feet landed. They reach out toward the sun, but it really matters where they're planted. It makes a difference for everyone. Some grow thirsty for attention. Some grow with everything they need. Some grow round rocks and boulders. Some bloom in spite of weeds. Maybe we're just trees reaching toward the sun. Maybe we're just trees thirsting for water time. Underneath the ground, roots grow richer and wider, breaking through branches. Those trees need to bend a little to grow directly toward the sun. We never know how it's rooted. We never know what we can become, 'cause maybe we're just trees. Maybe we're just trees. Maybe we're just trees reaching for the sun. Maybe we're just trees crooked as they come, reaching to the light, walking round through life, going through the mud, looking up. Maybe we're just trees. Maybe we're just trees.
You know, she always talks about how I make her cry. That's one of your most powerful songs ever. I really think. If you would like to record that somewhere so that we can all share it with the world, I would be delighted. That's fabulous.
No, I wasn't feeling like that. I was feeling like I didn't get there.
Yeah, well, this heart says different. You want to play with the words, that's fine, but that's amazing, amazing.
Wow, thank you.
Whew. Okay, so in the spirit of open-heartedness, let's invite our ushers to come forward. And we're trying something new today. You know how much you like new things. Because we practice here, right? Because it's safe to practice new here. We have a new song to sing, so we are going to say our prosperity affirmation. But Janelle has written us a new giving song that we're going to try out today. The words are in your program on the flip side, if you want to get that ready. And before we start singing and reading, I'm going to invite us just to take our gifts of today, whether it's intentional or financial or spiritual or all of the above, and know with me that we cannot outgive life, that all that we share is simply a measure of how full to overflowing we are. And that is exactly how we thrive. So say with me, please, our prosperity affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Prosperous and all. Right.
We don't know the value of what we came to give, so we give what we are able, we give. The seeds that we are planting grow at their own pace. The ebb and flow needs space to move, so we
Can we try it one more time now that you've heard it all once? Let's do it one more time. One more time, baby. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's hear it this time.
We don't know the value of what we came to give, so we give what we are able, we give. The seeds that we are planting grow at their own pace. The ebb and flow needs space to move, so we give.
Thank you. All right, a little bit about what's happening. Our flowers today are courtesy of Chris McDowell. Thank you. I don't know if you picked the colors, but that's fabulous. Very, very fun. This afternoon, The Unity speaker and the afternoon workshop is Azim Kamisa. He's the radical forgiveness guy that just has an amazing view on life and forgiveness and the ability to build bridges where most people would only see trauma or damage. So if you are interested, the service, he'll be speaking at the service at 12:30, and then the workshop is at 2:30, from 2:30 to 4. It's a suggested $20 donation. Please don't let that keep you from coming. If you would like to go, go. It's an amazing opportunity. He's all about peace building, and God knows we need that. We have a break in our Wednesday night meditation. Lisa is going to be out of town. So Wednesday, April 1st and Wednesday, April 8th. So the first 2 Wednesdays in April, no online meditation those 2 weeks. Okay, so if you get on Zoom, there won't be anybody there. You'll just have to meditate on your own. Oh, right, I know how to do that, right? Okay. All right, Saturday, April 18th is our next Reiki share here in the chapel at 1 o'clock. And we still have an interest sheet back there. If you haven't taken a class in Foundations that you would like to know a little bit more about how what we teach applies to your life, sign up. Who signs up will determine when we start and when we teach, what night of the week or afternoon or however that works out. What else? Anything else? I think that's all. All right. So let's stand up, move to the sides, and sing about love.
Take a look at the verse and next to you. Say I love you and I love you too. Now feel the love of the sanctuary. Lift the voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Everyone love life. Everyone love life. Every dream of love. Every dream of love. And we should be tonight. We're all loving each other. We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. 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 In the name of love.
Actually, in Cordoba, I don't know that Nick Diaz, I think. She's been very
I would figure out the sex problem.
I should have figured it out yesterday, but I was putting together stuff. You're still high.
Yeah, it's just, it warms up and then I start talking and then I get real. But it's okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I'm trying to get there inside of StreamYard is low street too. Thank you, StreamYard. Thank you.
Miss Susie. My house.
what high it is. And the fair where the you have a questions button? He doesn't say that. He talks about turning into something, so I think it's more resolution. So the announcement is the same thing, but I don't try to do all of these I got the 9 oh my goodness, good for you. Nice, nice. Yeah, so you got time.
I made it.
Have some coffee, have some water. What am I doing?
Well, for the board, so I can't get out here as soon as I could. But I'll be in there in a minute.
Reverend Tracy,
Yes, dear.
I hate to bug you.
What you need?
Do you have access to the Claremont Center Facebook page?
Yes. Yeah. Let me see if I can remember. Because you know I don't have to log in anymore. That's not what I want.
My other option would be bugging Sean.
No. Well, I probably sent passwords out before I can find them, but. Yeah. Okay, so it should be. I'm not sure if you have to switch once you get in, but it's my email, my home email address, which is tle_lifeisgood@hotmail.com. And then the password is capital I love %, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Percent?
The percent sign. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Once I switch to the page and get everyone,
Yeah.
I'll log out.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried. So, I'm not a robot, go ahead. And say okay to remember password. Well, it's alright. Alright, so you want to go to that page, obviously. You go to my page, it's kind of boring. There's a lot more stuff about wine on there than the sermon usually needs. Okay, you're all good.
Okay.
So you can write that down somewhere if you need to. That's not.
Okay, thank you.
And, you know, and like I said, eventually if we decide to just reinitialize everything, we want to do that. Partly because I'm not going to be here forever. You know, and I don't want, that's why we have the problems we do.
I didn't know you lived on the beach.
I'm close to the beach. I'm 10 miles inland, but yeah,
This
close.
is a long drive for you.
It's about 40 minutes. Unless I'm going home on a Sunday afternoon, and then it's about an hour to get home. Or if I try to come up for a class in the evening, I don't ever come like 4 or 6 o'clock class unless I leave my house at 3. And then I get here at 5.
Like today, if you leave at 4:30 from that lecture, you'll never make it home.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't take the 605 south because they're working on the freeway at night on the weekends. Just so you know.
We're meeting in the office.
Yeah, in the boardroom.
We're in, Mr. Ed.
What?
We're in.
You're in. Fantastic. I knew you could do it. I knew I could do it eventually. I just didn't have the patience. You know, somebody's better at this than I am. And you're the person.
Is it okay if I use our projector this afternoon?
I'm sorry?
Is it okay if I use the projector this afternoon?
Of course. Yeah, if you need that. I don't know how that got stuck there.
Oh, I brought that in here.
Okay, yeah, that normally lives in that cart. I think. Okay, but as long as we know it's there, it's kind of hard to see. So.
And I put everything back where I found it.
Okay, good. That's an important
I
thing.
promise.
Yeah. Halfway there. I need one more of these. Howdy, Ed. Howdy. I was looking, I couldn't see you. But did he make it today?
Yeah, no, we were there.
How you been?
Hi, Monty.
I missed you. It's good to see you today.
You guys looked like you were having fun back there.
We were. Yeah. Yeah, we were putting things together.
That's a good thing.
She is such a wonderful person to work with. She really is.
Thank you.
And half the stuff I was setting up.
So you guys did a lot of dancing in the last week.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were good at it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not too bad. All of a sudden, I'm better than that person.
Congratulations, by the way.
I got a first place. I couldn't believe it.
Now that's gotta feel good.
What year is it? I can't tell.
You know, the best thing about the car,
What's that?
best